Hello and good evening for this Sunday, September 24th, 2023. It's been episode 23 of Big Brother 25, whatever we want to call that. It's week 8, I guess, and we got some zombies putting some balls and shovels and going back and forth on cedar sawyers. But we're just getting started here on Super Mater Brothers Podcasting, covering Big Brother 25. I'm Dave Mater, joined with Jaemeel Robinson here on this late night as Big Brother Sundays have come to a 10 p.m. airing. And that means we're on here on 11 Eastern. Jaemeel, how are you tonight?
I'm okay. Can't complain. Outside. Oh, wait, sorry. I can. About this episode, about this week, about Big Brother and what it's become. That's what I can complain about. But spending time with you, can't complain about that.
Good to talk to you, Jaemeel. Yes, good to hear that as well. But this episode tonight was very unsatisfying for me. I don't know. Like, was there anything? I try to help me find the silver lining here, I suppose. You know, what was the good stuff that we got here? Did you like the stuff with Jared?
No, no.
How about Cameron? Were you liking Cameron tonight?
In comparison to Jared, sure, because he does a great job of illustrating how he's better for the game than Jared is, because Jared is a petulant child and does not like strategy, has like no actual merit for this man.
Yeah, you did me dirty. How did you just did me dirty? You did me dirty. You know, I trusted you. I don't know. Yeah, Jared. Okay, we'll talk. I'm sure at length about Jared tonight. He's what, at one point I just like yelled at the TV, Jaemeel. I'm like, Jared, who are you going to work with? You're just so mad at everybody. You think that this tactic is going to get them on your side?
My mommy will save me.
Yeah, this was very bad. I was like, you know, it doesn't really matter if he's the one who comes back in, because even if he wins power for a week, okay, maybe, you know, he'll take somebody out, but then they'll get him right out. He's just there's no way he's going far in this game. You know, so one way or another, his number will be up, whether it's this week or not. So, you know, I think, but I would rather see him go. I think that, you know, he went on this double eviction. That's what should have been happening. That was justice, Jaemeel. And we were robbed of it by this scary verse twist. I'm not scared. It's more humiliverse, you know, for me, I think. Not quite on brand.
Honestly, I kind of wish that Big Brother just decided to end 1 week early than have this week. This is unnecessary. I feel it's completely unnecessary. I'm not getting any entertainment value from this at all. All right, it seems like a chore to watch this week.
If you're a fan of Cameron or Jared, I guess this would be a good thing, right?
Who is that?
Their family, their families, and some close friends, perhaps.
Part of his family is in the house, and she probably doesn't even really want to watch this, which if she has a chance.
Yeah, so like that's the kind of thing. Like, I don't know how far in advance they decided that this week we would have the zombie and 2 people come back after the double eviction. And if this is really, you know, maybe as soon as they decided there was going to be a double eviction, this was the twist. I don't know, or perhaps not. We'll never be able to know that, but you can speculate.
Luke being gone.
Yeah. So okay, then back tonight in this house. There was quite a bit, you know. I guess Sari was happy. She seemed happy in how everything went down. But you know,
and Boy Jane has the exact same reaction.
Oh yeah. Okay. I thought. Do you think we would get one Bowie Jane diary room tonight?
Nope.
No. Nope. If anyone's keeping score, some out there in the Twitterverse, which apparently is now X. Did you know that?
You mean X, formerly Twitter?
Yes.
Who really had on their bingo cards that we would be using the moniker that we use for Prince, we're going to be using for social media networks now.
Yeah, wouldn't have called that one. So yeah, because I was looking for my Twitter app, and then I found this app called X. I was like, "What's this?"
Oh my God.
I was so thrown off. I guess this happened a while ago.
Yes, that's what makes it hilarious, Dave. But it's annoying. There are guides to show you how you can change your icon back.
Oh, okay. I just didn't realize it became a whole new thing, and I'm not really sure why they did this, but that's a whole other thing. Okay, let's go back. Let's talk about the episode tonight, Jaemeel. Let's see if there's anything we can really get on here about. We can talk about how Matt. Okay, all the stuff about the double eviction that happened tonight. I guess the stuff that we didn't see, the more in depth, which is kind of typical after a double eviction.
Yeah,
because they can't in a live edit, they can't really show you everything necessarily. There's commercial breaks, those kinds of things, and you get to see some conversations. I guess the big story here was maybe Matt not using the veto, telling Jared he was going to, but everyone, including Blue and Sariv, and knew that this was going to be over for Jared. Eventually Blue tells Jared, and Jared is mad at her for withholding information and not letting him know he's the target. And she's like, Corey and America have been coming for you for a while. I don't really know why this is a huge shock to you. I don't know how this information necessarily.
He put both of them up.
Yes.
Like last week. Like, duh. He thought it was going to be okay.
No. Okay. Jared is not too bright, in my opinion.
He isn't. And honestly, I have to question every extermination he has had because, I wouldn't doubt a cockroach is smart.
You don't think he's been thorough in his approach? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. I sometimes I go, Blue, you can do better than this man, but then I go, can she? And then I'm not sure. I hope so. But she's not. It's like the longer she goes with them, the less good I feel here about Blue. Like, she does kind of understand that he's ridiculous, and she is, I think, trying to play her own game. She's not like some of these other showmans people I've seen in the past who are just blind to the man or who are the bow. It can go both ways, but I think Blue's a little better than that. Maybe, Jaemeel?
Maybe.
I don't know. How many break her game?
It's like a pendulum. She swings where it's like, you know what? I'm going to play my own game, and then she's like, I should have done that to Jared. And you're like, wow, pick a side. Like, be focused. You could don't lie. That's if she's gonna be truthful and say, I shouldn't even say truthful. If she's gonna be like, you know what, I'm gonna, just stay with Jared, and I'm gonna ride out to see how it goes. Or you know what, I'm just lying because I'm not with Jared. I'm just saying I'm with Jared, but I'm really working behind his back. The back and forth, though, is not fun. Don't lie to audience. Don't, please. Just don't.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We had one, but we did have a Bowie Jane diary room tonight.
And what did she say? Do you remember what she said?
Here, let me have a listen. Okay, hold on. So we're evicting Jared. Bowie Jane, she just wants sticks with Bowie Jane, with Corey, Matt, America.
Oh, yes. The very enlightened comments
she wants to, she's like, how I want to play this game? Just wear shirts and say what bloody team you're on, mate.
That's not how Big Brothers play.
Yeah. So Bowie Jane doesn't really care as long as she's on the right side of the vote. Now, I watched an interview with Heisam the other day on RHAP where he was talking to Heisam about Bowie Jane. He's like, watch out for Bowie Jane. She's a lot smarter than you think she is, and she might just be playing a low-key game.
So people have mentioned that strategically she's sound, but the real problem with Bowie Jane is she does not talk. She does not forge any connections with people. She doesn't talk about her life. She doesn't invest herself in other people's lives. So bonds that other people have are stronger, and they're willing to work and put their necks out there. For Bowie Jane, that isn't the same. Like, you see Matt. Matt is a strong competitor. People trust him. He's betrayed people, but he is so open with himself. He's humble, right? And he communicates well. Very differently from Bowie Jane. Everyone likes Matt. How is it that Matt is technically the strongest player, even though he hasn't won, One, everything.
Right.
The strongest, like, athletic person in the house, yet he has like not come up in discussion.
He's not a big target in the house.
At
Even
all.
though he kind of should be
more of a target, which is insane to me.
Yeah. Well, I think he's likable. I think he's endearing, and I think people like him in the house too. So I think he's got
because he's opened up himself. Bowie Jane is just smiles,
right? But does Bowie Jane not? You don't think Bowie Jane can win because of that? Like, do you think, or she wouldn't give? They wouldn't give it to her if she got to final two?
Well, like, you're giving money to this person. There needs to be a little bit of investment, like, with this person. Like, you have to have a connection. People are going to make an emotional decision. Like, they're not going to just divorce themselves from what happened over the course of these 100 days. So if you left people cold, then expect the reaction. People are not robots. They're going to feel impassioned to vote for someone or not vote for someone based upon how they were treated.
But Bowie Jane is a lawyer.
And
she can do that lawyer talk and do her closing statement and win people over in the final two speech. And
she's no Taylor Hale. Okay. Taylor Hale, if there was like a final, arguments, closing arguments, like, and I wanted Bowie Jane versus Taylor, Bowie Jane might be able to provide a very, logical, straightforward, evidence-driven speech, but Taylor, on the other hand, will emotionally capture my attention, right? And that could be a very powerful thing.
Yes, but they're not going against, those two people aren't going against each other in this particular final two. So we don't have to worry about Taylor Hale versus Bowie Jane.
You're telling me Bowie Jane versus a Suri. Who's winning?
Well, okay, that one, Suri. But like, it's
Jag. I think
Bowie Jane can win against Cameron.
That's Cameron. That's Cameron, dude.
I think there's a path. There's a path for Bowie Jane. Bowie Jane against Mikol.
Mikol, well, we don't know. Isn't Mikol like isn't she a political strategist?
Right.
I don't know.
That could be a fun final two. I like sort of an unexpected final two.
Unexpected final two.
Yeah, Bowie Jane and Mikol. It's a possible.
That's wouldn't they call it if it was March Madness? It'd be like a bracket breaker.
Yeah.
It was like, what happened, McCall? What happened?
Yeah, Bowie Jane and Mikol, they were on this show the whole season. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Okay, so we got the review. Okay, let's get to the part of the episode here where we had the reveal of the zombies, and you can see everyone was dreading it, and then Jared and Cameron coming in to be part of, I don't know. Like, this was kind of not even Blue wasn't even happy. Normally you see like a big kiss with a showman's or something, but that doesn't happen here. It's America's not happy, but I don't know, like Jared and Cameron are coming in all excited. There was more from the Scary Verse, wasn't there? But the competition they would have to do in this episode.
All teeth.
Hello.
Hello, Jolie.
She's a member of the bar, so watch out. Anyway,
I should just get clips of Bowie Jane and show my Australian friend. And he would be like, "What's wrong with this woman?"
Okay, we need to talk about the big fight that happens between Jared and Felicia. It starts off here with Jared and Felicia, and Blue's there first, and he's already mad at Blue. And then Suri's present, and basically Jared's mad at everybody except for Suri. And they all did him dirty. He's not down for conversations. I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, whatever, Jared. I don't even care if who are you planning to win with? So
it's like, wait, are you sure that we have zombies in this house? Because I could have sworn it was a ghost.
Yeah,
because you're dead.
Felicia was not too impressed with with the return here of Jared. Were you rooting for Felicia in these fights, or were you sort of neutral, or how?
Jared is so unlikable. Of course, I was going for Miss Felicia. Like, she's absolutely right in the sense of you're being a hypocrite. You were actively trying to get me out, right? Or sorry, by omission, you were trying to save Izzy, right? And saying something else to my face. Right? We did the exact same thing, and I'm the bad person. She is absolutely right. Right? Don't come here. Like,
but then he started going on about the final two, and she's like, "I never said that," and she's like, "I would love to see that replay." And then they showed us the replay, but I don't think that she really. I think she kind of believes what she's saying. Maybe she doesn't even remember.
Oh no, I don't think she believes what she's saying. But at the same time, there's times in Big Brother where you write checks. And you know they're gonna bounce, right?
So you have to
be
more people in the world. You can't be everything to everybody, but everyone tries to be. You see when Jared comes back into this house tonight, and like Matt, and everyone's giving him hugs and like good job, I got you. You're my bro, whatever, and he's not. And so. And the whole thing with Mikol, because she's present for this whole fight as well, where so it's Mikol, Jared, Sari, and Felicia.
So the brown sugar babies,
perhaps
that was they had an alliance.
Oh, they had an alliance. Brown sugar babies.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know, sugar babies. But this was blowing up. You saw that like Cameron gives a cheers to Jag out in the hallway. He's like, "Let them fight, whatever." I don't. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, he just gives him a shrug. He's like, "Whatever." Yeah.
Hey, look, in the school of Sandra from Survivor, as long as it's not me, you know what I mean? So, yeah, he's right. He's right. Like, let them fight. That has nothing to do with me.
Yeah, well, this is the whole thing with Jared is he's been tanking his game, and so if people could just realize how to like kind of control him, it wouldn't be so bad. But he's kind of uncontrollable. Sari can't seem to manage him. So it's just where others go to see him. Yeah, we see that Cameron's in the bathroom talking to Matt and Jag and Blue at one point, trying to work his way back in. But Cameron just comes across very slimy. But not sort of like, like he's not desperate in the sense he really needs your approval right away. He's like, I'm going to work on you. And eventually you're going to love me. But you're like, I'll never love you, Cameron. And then they're like, no, he's like, you will. So I don't know. How do you feel about Cameron these days as the zombie?
Okay. I guess we could start talking about like stuff that's come up in the past about Cameron. And so I'm of two minds. Cameron isn't that bad of a player. He isn't. He wins enough. He's entertaining for television in terms of how they present him in many respects. And he isn't he kind of understands some element of working with people.
Yeah, and he kind of has read the alliance situation correctly a couple times, but incorrectly some other times. So he's not a perfect player either.
Not a perfect player. No. But you're right. You're right.
But more, I think, like in this, who is going to come back into the game? I would much rather see Cameron come back into this game.
At least he's like, you couldn't kind of, he's rational. Like he's like, oh, you got me. Like no one says anything about Jag and how people voted him out, right?
Unanimously too, right? And now Jared has this, but Jared cannot be consoled. He is here to get everybody. But the thing is, you're going to have to work with somebody, Jared. Sure, you can win power here or there, but okay. The conversation he has with Baloo, where she's like, "How did I do you dirty? Why don't you tell me?" Does he have a point at all?
No. He like the dude kept stuff from her. Like this seems so idiotic. He kept stuff from her, right? And if things got relevant, he detailed the information. Of course, people were coming after Jared. He just put two of the people on the block, right?
Right.
So he's not paying attention. Did did Blue have to say, "Hey, Cameron's coming after you"? Duh, like duh, like people are coming. He thought it was so insulated. He had a huge blow up with them just like a week ago, and then he was voted out. Like, come on, man, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not impressed with him either. I think, but I'm like, this is where I'm like, Blue, just forget him. Who cares?
Yeah, she should just move on. Honestly,
move on. Because he already sort of has, but because she goes, well, what does this mean between me and you? And he's like, well, it's very fresh. We'll have to see. Yeah.
It's like at that point, you're just like, shut up, man. Come on.
Yeah, it's very fresh. Okay, so the competition itself out here in the graveyard. Let's have a look. Jeez. I guess it's some set design.
Oh, this is you're being a lot nicer to me. I thought this was whole lazy. This is totally lazy.
Lazy?
I was not impressed by the set design for that competition at all.
We got gravestones with their names on them. Right?
The CGI budget was probably the best thing that they had.
Like those ghosts. I thought they were real ghosts there at one point, Jaemeel. Did you see that?
Sorry, I can't even lie. No.
Did you like? Okay, we've seen this competition before with the balls and the teeter-totter. It's not a new original thing. It's usually done in like an HOH or mode, not in a head-to-head like this. But it's an oldie but a goodie, I guess. If you I don't know, it's all right. It's as good as anything else. And so because it requires patience and sort of calm, as well as endurance.
Unfortunately, one of these competitors doesn't have.
Right. So this first competition is just for the advantage to get to decide who gets to plan a do or die on Thursday. But like, how do you decide? Even if you have the advantage, if you want to be in the do or die, do you get to see the course in advance? Like, do you get to know what it is?
I don't know.
Just swing across the abyss or something, and like if you get to the other side, then you're okay. And
I guess it's a matter of you controlling your own destiny, right? Because if you lose, you're out. If you win, then you're in. But if you decide to pass it along to someone, so it's, I guess, like if you were Suri and you won this, you were a zombie and you won this, and it was either you versus, let's say, Miss Felicia, you might decide, hey, I'd rather have Miss Felicia attempt to do it and lose so I can win, as opposed to me do it and lose.
But in this particular situation where both of these guys are pretty capable, what do you even do with that decision? Like, if you are Cameron or even Jared out of this competition, like, let's say, what would you rather do? Would you rather do it yourself or would you give it up to the opponent? I think I'd rather do it myself. At least I get like, because I'd be too afraid if the other guy did it and beat me out, then I just kind of like, it was too passive. I didn't.
Well, I will tell you, there is a winner for this. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but there has been a winner for this.
Okay. But I was, it seemed like Cameron had it going much better throughout the competition. His approach seemed better. We saw Jared lose his balls a couple times, and then finally Cameron did. He lost one very kind of off the edge here. The 3 rounds, this episode was just too bloody long. Let's face it, like, we basically, because like Cameron's like, this is like hockey, and there's 3 periods. And
but you scored to 30. I just started laughing. I'm like, so wait, there's going to be a ton of Americans just watching hockey. Never seen it before. And it's like, oh, it's 0-0 after two quarters. Man, they're going to have to really dig deep and get to 30 in this final period.
Yeah, it was something. We even see at one point that like Jag gives some tips to Cameron behind the scenes in between rounds, because like, I guess they would go to bed and come back and keep going, but you have to get 30 balls eventually in. Now, okay, let's just skip to the final 3rd round, because what is the point? Like, other than we got a chat here between Suri and Jared at one point, in between the rounds. where she's like, you need to slow down and you need to go better. And I was like, okay, is this like where Suri, is this the part of the show where like, this is where she came there for Jared and she taught her son how to be calm and how to, to handle this stress and to overcome, to adapt and overcome. And this is, where part of Jared's comeback story. I don't know. That's not where the episode leaves us, at least. So instead,
do you get the impression that he learned from what she said?
I didn't know. You never know. Somebody could change. You can't count it. Like, come on. Like he was trying to hear her words, right? He's like, "Mom, you're so wise. You know exactly how to play these games, and I should totally."
You can't win it, but you know how to play it.
They're just speaking with sunglasses on to each other for some reason.
He's holding back his tears.
Yeah.
Don't be mad at me, mommy.
Don't worry about him. You just keep calm. You don't, she just like it's all good advice, I guess. And then we get back to the competition itself, which starts in the third round with Cameron ahead by 13-9. And that's more or less like we don't get a lot of footage, I think, after this point.
Should Cameron have just ignored Jag's advice and just keep going if it was working so well?
I don't think it was bad advice that Jag gave. He's like, there's that how to gain a couple extra seconds, which I think Jag has shown to be very good at doing timed competitions. And I think these kinds of little tactics that he uses to make his times a little better. I think, he was just trying to help Cameron. He's like, and this is kind of a weird alternate universe where now, Jag is helping Cameron. But he doesn't want he would rather Cameron come back in than Jared. That's kind of what is poetically fitting, that it's these two that are going through this zombie thing together. Although I was like, you're not even going to give us the winner of this competition in this episode. So this episode has no HOH. This episode has no nominees. I guess the closest thing to nominees are the two zombies who are already been evicted, right? Yep. So it's just, I don't know. It's just a nothing burger of an episode.
Nothing burger.
Yeah.
Nothing burger.
I would say nothing burger.
All right. So not spoilers, but Jared being a piece of crap. So he's in talking with with Miss Felicia and Suri, and Bowie Jane comes in. Bowie Jane goes, hello, ladies. Right? And then Miss Felicia corrects and goes, and gentlemen and gents. And she's like, and gent. And Jared, being the mature person that he is, didn't appreciate not being called a gentleman or a man right?
What was he called? A gent?
No, she walked in the room and said, hello, ladies. And then she got corrected, right? Saying,
and Jared's here. So there's gent and gent.
And gent.
Okay. So
and then so basically goes, what if I called you a man? Right? And she's like, it's fine if you want to. Like, Boyd didn't think anything of it. Right? And it's like, with your broad shoulders, you're built like a man. And then
Jared said that to Bowie Jane?
Bowie Jane. And then when Bowie Jane leaves, she's like, okay, later. And it's like, later, boy.
Oh, boy.
And then proceeds to, make comments about her. And then proceeds to do the same thing later on with Blue, saying, look at her broad-ass shoulders. And then Blue's like, as someone with broad shoulders myself, yeah, she has broad-ass shoulders. And then he goes, look at her with a young body with that old-ass face. Such petty shit that he's
Jared
bringing
said
up.
that about Bowie Jane?
Bowie Jane, yeah.
Yikes. Oh.
Okay. Next thing. Because I'm not leaving Cameron out of it. People are once again feeling very uncomfortable with Cameron in the house. So there's a clip online that a lot of people are focusing on with Cameron and America are sitting right beside each other, and then America gets up to sit beside Corey, and Corey just starts shooting daggers. Starts shooting daggers, and people are like, it's reminiscent of Beast Mode Cowboy and Amber. That's how it seemed, right?
Okay.
And
Cameron was shooting daggers?
yeah,
At Corey.
at Corey in America.
Okay.
And like Corey, in general, the thought process of what online feels with regarding Cameron is Cameron isn't necessarily bad, but he just seems like a complete weirdo in some of the comments he's made about things. Like he had a crush on Riley in the first week.
Mm-hmm.
And like his comments about her is like, and one of the reasons why online likes Izzy so much is because Izzy didn't particularly care for what he was talking about and kind of shut him down immediately when he started bringing up stupid shit. So one of the comments he made was Riley, he doesn't know why he likes Riley so much. I guess it might have to do with her reminding him of his kid, which is like, dude, that's pretty creepy. Right? That she would mention this, and Izzy was like, I don't want to hear that shit, basically, something like that. She kind of shut that shit down. And Cameron keeps on asking questions about like, how is Corey gonna react to like how we're like, talking all the time, and like when people bring it up to Corey's like I don't care, like America's grown, like I don't need to. I'm not jealous. I'm not gonna,
supervise
or anything like that. I'm not worrying about that type of thing. Like at the end of the day, we're playing this game, so yeah, I'm not worrying about that. So like Corey's taking a much more mature approach, and it's just a lot of people are putting themselves in America's position and just feel very uncomfortable with Cameron. Once again, that doesn't mean that Cameron should be kicked out of the thing. It's just that
he's creepy. Guess what, people? There are a bunch of creepy people in this world, and they're not actually they're not technically doing you any harm. They just exist.
Look, let's be honest. A lot of us have gone to the clubs with friends and had friends make an approach, and then they walk back, and you're like, that didn't come across very well at all. Dude,
that's like a best case scenario, but like there's I get there are some real like and like you get a vibe and whatever.
Yeah, you're right. Also, same club, just stop and just look at the people around you. You'll realize very quickly not everyone is socially aware, and
or it's a spectrum, I would say. Like some people are more than others, or it's just whatever.
Very true.
Cameron's 34, so he should, know better, perhaps. But
I don't think age really has a difference when it comes to this, too.
Because Corey's 21, right? So he's a fair bit younger than
yes,
Cameron,
but Steve's so much more mature than Cameron.
Yeah, you saw even in tonight's episode that Corey was like, I can use Cameron if I have to. If he has to come back into the game, then potentially I can use him. And I was like, that's the right approach. So Corey is proven himself to be a decent player, I think. I've seen, after this last eviction, it's not his fault that there's this twist. So, and he's like, he's making his mission to get them right back out the door, whoever comes back in. Like, that's exactly what you should do. And then you move on, and that's, coming back to this whole thing. This week is a stall. We don't have a Wednesday episode this week, so kind of bittersweet. I'm thankful from a Survivor standpoint because we can just do Survivor Wednesday. We don't have to think about it. But this week is almost like, do we even need a TV show this week? There could have been almost nothing. It's almost like, well, catch up with us in 2 weeks on Big Brother 25. And only the live feeders would have any clue what was going on, which would be nothing.
Live feeders have been complaining.
I'm sure it's been boring, right? Because there's been so little action.
Yeah, there's really that. What we mentioned, a new alliance forming. Technically, 2 alliances forming.
Yeah, whatever. They got nothing else to do but sit around and make alliances, right?
Yeah.
So it's
a new brigade is forming.
All right, woohoo! Yeah.
Do you even care? You know what? I'm not even going to mention it because you know what? It doesn't even matter until one of these people either.
It doesn't matter until somebody wins power. So
Yeah.
we'll see, you know, and then we'll see how that plays out. But you know, it's like how many evictions have we had lately? You know.
So because we had 2 just last week, that means it's good enough to hold us off? No, it isn't.
No, like before that, there was like Red, who went on day 37, right?
And then before that was Jag, which was canceled.
Which is canceled.
No,
so
sorry. Before Red was before Cameron was Izzy, and before Izzy was Red, and before Red was Jag, which was a nothing burger.
Right. So only like 2 people technically been evicted, like because Cameron and Jared, I guess, are, you know, sort of in this other limbo state. But like it's just been going so slow, you know, because we have so many more days to get through. And it's just like, you know, I don't think it has to be this way, does it?
It doesn't need to be. Finish 1 week earlier. And look, I'm not going to complain. Just finish 1 week earlier.
Yeah.
It's fine.
I'm with you. Okay. Well, is there let's see. What else can we say about tonight's episode or anything else?
The spoilers don't matter.
Are there spoilers?
It's just one. Who won?
Okay. Get ready, guys. We're going to spoilers.
Cameron won. The end.
Hold on. What a huge... I can't handle this. I couldn't wait till Thursday to know that. You know?
Like they could have showed it. Like it's so dumb. It's so dumb.
You want an advantage. Like you could have at least given that to me tonight. Like I was left with even less tonight that they'll get on Thursday. You know, it's not fair. It's not right. 11 o'clock at night. Here we are, almost midnight, talking about an episode where 2 guys play teeter-totter. Cameron won, which seemed like that was the way it was going to go anyway. Okay, so what will Cameron do with this power? Let's speculate.
He's going to play, obviously. He's not going to give it up.
That's what I would do, and I imagine that's what Jared would do. So, yeah, he'll play. He'll win his way back in. Jared will go bye-bye. Unless something spectacular happens and somehow Cameron ends up going out, and then Jared. That's like when he won the veto by default too. That will be the story of Jared. He just kind of like fails upward all the time. You know.
I'm sorry. This is so boring. When I heard about this, I'm like, you know, the only thing that would possibly like what I figured was going to happen on Thursday, sorry, is. When they say it's going to be, was it a battle royale? That means the other people are going to compete, right? And what's going to end up happening is everyone is going to compete for head of household as well. So if he gets like second place, he's in the house, right? If he gets first place, he's in the house and he has HOH.
Okay.
And I bet if he loses, that means Jared's in, and Jared can't be voted out next week.
Yeah.
Even though you spelled my name wrong, I still appreciate you, Jody. Still appreciate it. Yes. But, that's what it seems like is going to happen. We've seen it before, where the returning person has a chance to win head of household. And if they get to a certain point, they are back in the house.
We got a question here from Rachel Wright. Was it a good show? To be honest, I'm over the season. We'll just listen to a few updates here and there.
Yeah, Rachel, you're absolutely right. This is a momentum killer, right? People were riding high in terms of like the double eviction. Mm-hmm. The 2 problematic people were gone. And we kind of had a clear field where is Matt and Jag going to appear as being the dominant forces in terms of like competitions? Is America and Corey, the duo, gonna like really take a chokehold over the the rest of the game? Is Mimi and Bowie Jane gonna, step out of the shadows and finally get more involved as we're getting closer to jury? There was a lot of storylines in the air, and it just feels like we've taken 2 steps back, right? And we're just waiting. We're this holding pattern until the game progresses again. And even then, once it progresses, it seems like we're revisiting old storylines in terms of what's Cameron going to do? What's Jared and Suri going to do? Like,
froze there, Jaemeel, or I did. I'm going to guess it was you, though. To be honest, though, Rachel, it was not a good show. Because, yeah, Jameel's making all the best points here, that this was a complete momentum killer in the season. This whole like comeback. I think what happened here was they said you can't have a Wednesday episode here on Big Brother 25 because we're doing a 90-minute or even long. I'm not even sure how long the Survivor premiere is this week. It might be 2 hours. I'm thinking it's 90 minutes. And so they're like, no Wednesday episodes. They're like, okay, fine. We'll do our buyback episode. We'll do our zombie verse where we got the 2 people coming back. But I think ultimately it's bad for the show, because they've made this decision to let these guys do this competition, which isn't exciting. We get no HOH, we get no nothing. There goes Jaemeel. Hopefully he is able to reconnect. But yeah, that's my take on it. I just I don't like it's gonna be, maybe I'll get the momentum back here. Hopefully I'll get the excitement back once we can see the finish line. It's kind of like when you're in a run, and you're kind of like you're in that halfway, but not quite halfway, maybe 1/3 done, and it doesn't, it's, you have so much more to go. It's hard to get excited at the end, but when you get to the last couple of kilometers, easy. It's just well, not easy, but you have that horizon there. You can see what you're going to go to, and you're just like, I just got to get down, and then I get to rest. So we're not quite there yet. We're in the third. We're in the top third here. Because this is week 8, which is nothing. And then we have still 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So there are still 5 weeks to go after this. Jaemeel.
Hey, sorry, I had a rolling blackout.
Oh, wow. Well, we lost you mid-sentence, but thank you for reconnecting.
So I don't have much to add to what I previously said. I don't know how much of what I was saying got through.
I think we've said everything we can say, quite frankly, about this episode and this week. Just I was lamenting that we're going to have 5 more weeks after this week. So this week is almost just like an intermission. This is it's not like hockey. It's more like a football game, and this is halftime. And this is the halftime show, and it's not great.
Where they have to go up to 70, as we just learned today.
Yeah. Sorry, under influence. My deepest apologies to Jaemeel, says Jody. I don't know what Jody means by that exactly.
Jody, you're forgiven.
All right. Well, okay, Jaemeel, do you think we should sign off for tonight then, since you're dealing with a blackout? And I don't want to use your data, and it's almost it's midnight anyway. We'll see you all Thursday. Thanks everyone for being with us tonight, and we'll see you Thursday to talk more about Big Brother. But yeah, until then, see you on the flip side.
See you on the flip side.